Hello everybody and welcome to my 36th VBA 2010 tutorial, and this tutorial is going to carry on going through worksheet events, and it's going to show you how to use the on double click event. So that's again just in our, and I've got two worksheets here. I've got one called end and one called home. The home one, if you look in the properties under visible, then you notice it's hidden. And we go in here, you can't actually see it. So what this code is going to do is it's just going to unhide that sheet, and then it's going to activate that sheet so that we're looking at it when we double click on this button here. So we don't want it to, when we double click in this cell, to just go into the actual cell itself. We want it to follow that link through and go to the other one. Could just use a hyperlink, but this is just quite a good example for you. So, and also you can use it to kind of unhide and unprotect sheets and things like that at the same time. So let's go into our worksheet, and then this time we're going to select before double click. You also notice there's a before right click there as well. And then let's get rid of our selection change. You don't have a before single click because that would just be the selection change that we just had. So you'll notice that this one actually has two different parameters being passed in. It's still got the target, so it takes in the range that we've double clicked on, but then it's also passing in another one called cancel as boolean or true or false. And then what we do with this cancel one is if at the end of the function the code checks whether or not cancel is set to true or false. If it's set to true, then it's going to cancel the double click. Or if it's set to false, as it's going to be set to on default, it's going to carry on with a double click, and then Excel is going to do the rest of its double clicking kind of actions. So the first thing we want to do is we want to cancel that. So let's put cancel equals true. So that's going to cancel the actual double click. So the double click's never going to kind of take place. All that's going to happen is the code that we run. And then what we want to do is we want to go to this workbook .sheets home .visible, and then we're going to access this visible property down here. And we're going to set it to one of these three, so we want to set it to visible, so that's -1. So -1. And then we want to activate the sheet so it actually looks at it. So this workbook.sheets home, and then .activate. And then that's just going to make it so that this is the sheet that we look at. So let's just make sure we're putting it in the right one. We want it in the end one, not in the home one. So just bear that in mind. So just make sure you're in that end one, because if it's in the home one, it's only going to run when we're in home. One last thing we want to do. So this at the moment, let's say we double click on home, it's going to take us into the home sheet, and then if we want to, we can just hide that sheet again. But it's also going to take us into the home sheet no matter where we press, and we don't want it to do that. So we're just going to take advantage of that variable that it passes again, the target. And let's just put if target dot row equals, and then we want row 2, and target dot column equals and column 2, and then put end if at the end. So we're just testing whether or not we're double clicking in the right cell, and if it is, then we're going to cancel the double click and we're going to go into the home page instead. So now when we double click elsewhere, then it's going to say it doesn't actually like it, and that's because we spelled column wrong. Press play. And then it's going to let us double click on all the others, but then when we double click on home, it's going to take us home instead, and just keep clicking us through. So that's how you use the double click event. That's going to be it for this tutorial. In the next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use the worksheet change event. So thanks for listening, and I hope to catch you in the next tutorial.